Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Curious Currents, a marine biology podcast where two curious minds learn about the wonders and the weirdos of the ocean together. My name's Emily, master's graduate with a background in marine biology and a passion for sharing my love of the ocean.
My name's Shiv and I do not have a degree in marine biology. In fact, I am wholly uneducated in this area. I do, however, have a very curious mind and I can't wait for Emily to tell me more.
And you're joining us for episode 2 of our Miniature Marvels series, the series where we're talking all about the little guys of the Big Blue. And from the Big Blue to the Little Blue, today's episode is all about the Blue-Ringed Octopus. So stick around, because things are about to get toxic. So, last week we talked about sea slugs, where their appearance was much more flamboyant than the name would suggest.
They're little freaky little things.
However, this time the name is pretty much on the nose. The blue-ringed octopus is in fact an octopus, and it in fact has blue rings.
You know what? That is what I imagined when you told me we were covering this.
And you can't actually see these rings all the time, so the animal only flashes its rings when it feels threatened.
Is it because of that poison dart thing again?
Ding, ding, ding.
I am learning, kids.
Most of the time it's like a kind of sandy, yellowish colour.
Okay.
Which, like you said, is another example of that word we learned, aposematism. And this time I would definitely heed its warning because it is one of the most toxic animals in the entire ocean.
I'm being a little dumb here, but toxic means it's toxic if you eat it, or is it poisonous?
So it's both.
Oh,
toxic
tricky.
just means in general it will kill you.
Okay.
But in this case, it is both venomous and poisonous.
Those are the two words I was thinking of.
I remember them by thinking if you bite it and you die, it's poisonous. Yeah. If it bites you and you die, it's venomous.
Okay. Does the octopus bite you?
Yes. And if you eat it, you also die.
Does it have a mouth? Well, what type of mouth does an octopus have?
It's like a little...
it's the beak thing.
Yeah.
They're creepy.
So they do look super cute, and when they see the blue rings, they do look quite pretty and nice, and people like to pick them up. But I would recommend that you leave this guy where it is. Then the reason they've made it into the Miniature Marvels series is because it's only about 22 centimetres big.
Oh, so that's real small.
It's a little tiny.
Is that from tentacle to tentacle?
Tentacle to top of the mantle.
Okay. And you told me before we started recording this, but we should let everybody know that we're not deep diving onto octopuses just yet and squids and stuff like that, because you're going to do that in another series, right?
Yeah, more to come about octopuses and squids in general.
Yeah, this is just
going to talk specifically about this one species of octopus.
Okay.
All your tentacly questions will be answered. So there's 4 species of blue-ringed octopus. The greater blue-ringed octopus, the lesser blue-ringed octopus, and the blue-lined octopus. Can you guess what's different about the blue-lined octopus?
It looks like a zebra.
Yeah, it has stripes. It also does have the blue rings, but it has lines as well.
Okay. Quick question, because I straight up thought the blue ring was its type. Were you saying that there's subdivisions of this subdivision of animal?
Yeah.
Love that phrase.
There is.
Love.
All 4 of these are classified as blue-ringed octopuses, but within that there is individual species.
Okay. Is there huge differences other than what they look like?
So they differ because of the pattern of the blue rings and the sizes of the blue rings, and also where they're found geographically.
Okay, so it's more of a subdivision, but they're still
very similar.
Okay, cool. It's not like all of a sudden one of them zaps instead of bites, or
they all kind of do
creepy.
The same thing.
So, what is a blue-ringed octopus?
It is a mollusk.
Can you remind me what that is?
Yeah, it's related to the sea slugs.
Okay.
Their defining feature is having a shell. Now, to make it complicated, some branches of the mollusk lineage have either lost their shells over time or they have internalized their shells. Within the mollusk branch, the blue-ringed octopus is a cephalopod. The blue rings, the characteristic blue rings, are created by chromatophores, which are specialized cells that control color. Most organisms that can camouflage have these.
Okay.
So all octopuses have them. These ones specifically turn blue.
Okay.
And they also have, as well as chromatophores, they have something called iridophores, which add the iridescent blue. They are not just kind of a basic blue, it's a really bright, almost luminous blue.
Oh, whoa. They're funky.
You see why people like to pick them up?
I think watching David Attenborough when I was young has, in a hypothetical situation, saved me a lot, because I have not been in these situations, but hypothetically, I think I wouldn't pick them up.
A good choice.
Yeah.
My general recommendation is, unless you're an expert, don't touch it, man.
Just put it back where you found it. Don't even find it.
Be. Especially if you're an ocean thing that came from the ocean. Put it back.
Yeah, put it back. Yeah, what I'm loving about the Blue-Ringed Octopus photos that I've just Googled for myself, so I have a little image what we're talking about. 1, super cute. 2, I can see that they fit into the size of a palm. 3, very concerned about how many hands I'm seeing holding these with skin to skin contact.
Yeah, there've been a lot of people seeing them, picking them up and taking a picture for Instagram. Just holding them isn't going to do anything unless they bite you.
Yeah.
The bites are rare, thankfully.
Yeah.
They're not very aggressive animals, but I wouldn't want to take the risk because there is no cure.
Oh.
There's no antidote.
Is it painful? Is it like one of those things that you're in like a crucio curse for the rest of your life kind of?
The symptoms of it, yes. But the bite itself is like
Oh,
painless.
sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, is it like...
It's a neurotoxin, so the toxin's called TTX.
Okay.
Do you want to try and pronounce the whole name of it?
Oh, I would love to pronounce... let's see this. Oh, I actually know this from another animal. Tetrodotoxin?
Yeah! Tetrodotoxin. And you do know it from another animal. That's the pufferfish.
I watch a lot of crime shows, and that gets used as a... Oh my god, nobody's ever thought about using a pufferfish to kill someone before.
Yep, and that's why they have to be prepared in such specific ways. Pufferfish are the delicacy that people eat, but you have to watch when you're eating it.
Oh yes, that's the one.
They have to be prepared like a very specific way, and it's because they have to have the gland cut out. You still can't eat a blue-ringed octopus. It can't be prepared like a pufferfish can, because it spreads the toxin through its whole body. So whereas the pufferfish produces it in one gland, this is like the whole thing covered in the toxin.
Oh, could you imagine like if the sea slug managed to develop, you know, the way you were saying it stole everything?
Oh my god.
Could you imagine if it stole the power of like...
Unlimited power!
Unlimited power. I've collected all the rings. the one ring to rule them all.
It'd be the ultimate sea slug, but I don't think it would survive.
I don't think it would survive.
The toxin paralyzes your muscles. So it stops the mind-muscle connection. Specifically your diaphragm.
Oh, yeah.
Which is...
You can't breathe.
You can't breathe without your diaphragm.
Is there cases of where people are like hooked up to a machine and it can like wear out of their system, or it just stays forever in the system?
You can survive on a ventilator. Okay. There has been a case where someone survived on a ventilator and it eventually does...
It wears out? How long did it take?
Well, you do have to get onto that ventilator like... within minutes.
You're like, I was in the hospital already before I picked up the blue-ringed octopus. And
it's reported that TTX is over 1,000 times stronger than cyanide, just for context.
Oh, cyanide is one of the big bad ones, huh?
Yeah, and cyanide's a bad one, so this one's like even worse. If you do eat it, there was a case of people eating it because they didn't really know what it was, thought it was a delicacy, but a thing about TTX is that it can withstand heat, so you can't cook it off. So even though it was cooked, they ate it, and then symptoms appeared like 10 to 45 minutes after ingestion. But if you're bitten by it, it's much faster. It's minutes.
So that you do really have to be like fast onto that ventilator.
You've got to be super fast. Beginning symptoms kind of include paralysis, vomiting, and dizziness. You will be conscious the entire time.
Great.
If it happens, paralyzed, can't do anything about it, but you can think, you can feel, you can see.
Shoot me in the head.
Don't even bother trying.
No, yeah, like, love you lots. Deuces. Out of here.
Another quick warning is that this octopus, some species of octopus can survive out with the water for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
This specific one can survive up to 30 minutes. So even if you see one on the beach and you think it's dead.
I'm sorry, but like, if that little fucker bites me, I'm yeeting it onto land.
Well, you won't even feel that it bites you.
If I pick it up and I see like a little, and I'm like, my left hand goes, I'm yeeting it. Or at very least, it's my last wish for whoever's with me to yeet it onto the lamp.
Get it so far.
Unless I took it out of its habitat, then it's on me.
Yeah, I feel like anytime we disturb something and it
It's on
kills
me.
us, it's on us.
If it was like, if I was going about my day and I picked it up because I was trying to help it and it did it to me, I get that it didn't understand. We'll reconcile on the other side.
Well, a good news is that they are recluses, so your chances of encountering them are pretty slim.
Okay. How do they eat?
Well, they blend in to the seafloor when they're not feeling threatened, so they don't have the blue rings turned on. So
They're not in the mood.
Yeah, they blend pretty well in the seafloor, which comes in handy because they're what's called ambush predators.
Okay.
Which means they lie in
Snaky.
wait for something. Yeah, like a snake. They lie in wait, and then when something comes by, they grab. They usually eat small mollusks, small crustaceans, small fish.
So you were saying that there's like the different types, and the differences between the types is where they found. Not that you have to tell me where specifically each one is found. I don't know. I don't care where the zebra one is found specifically, but where in general are they?
They live in shallow reefs, mostly in tropical climates.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about them in the UK.
No,
unless things really get messed up in Plymouth.
Yeah. Unless things get real bad, you'll be fine in the water here. When I say fine from these specific octopuses.
From this one specific danger out of uncountable number in the sea.
Like to live under rocks and shells and crevices. They particularly live in a place called the Coral Triangle, which is...
Where is that?
It's in the Indo-Pacific. So it's a biodiversity hotspot within kind of Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines area.
Cool. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
On the toxicity, you say that like they're really small. Do you think it would be a toxic amount for like an elephant? Like what size do you think that they could take down?
I know that the dose that's fatal for humans is 2 milligrams, and they do carry a strong enough one for humans. No, I don't think it could kill an elephant.
Nice. There's a little bit of a mathy one. If anybody wants to do the maths on that,
yeah,
for us to like size up, could you imagine if they could take a blue whale? I'd love if someone did the maths for that. So the toxicity is it's 1,000 times more. You're saying it's 1,000 times more than cyanide, but like how many humans do you think it could kill from one bite? Like how many do you think one blue-ringed octopus, if it went on a serial killer rampage, do you think it could kill?
Probably around 20.
Jeepers. That's a pretty successful hunt.
Yeah, pretty lethal.
Yeah.
For being about the size of a golf ball.
That's a hefty weight to it.
Good thing they're not violent creatures and they would rather hide from you than attack you.
Yeah. And I assume from like the amount of pictures that people have in their hand, they're not like, because they're ambush prey, they're not like super violent then?
Nah. No. If you're bigger than it is,
yeah,
I don't think it's going to waste its energy.
Yeah.
Unless it is super, you're going to squish it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are recluses. They would rather camouflage or hide rather than attack you.
Okay.
They're pretty solitary, which is common for most octopuses.
Ooh, if they're solitary, how do they bound to go wow wow?
Yeah, that's what we're getting into.
Ooh, called it.
They lay eggs.
Okay.
Around kind of autumn and spring. And they also live fast, die young, like the sea slugs talked about.
Okay.
Which is actually, I think, really tragic about octopuses.
Oh, yeah.
They're so intelligent and so evolved, but they only live, like, in general for octopuses, a few years. They don't live very long.
What about the blue ring?
This one specifically has a life cycle of around 7 to 12 months.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 7 to 12 years. You said months.
I said months.
Oh.
Yeah, and most of its life is reproduction. So how they do the dirty is a little bit violent, a little bit problematic. If they were humans, they'd be cancelled.
I feel like they'd be cancelled due to the fact that they could kill 20.
A recent study kind of observed their mating behaviour, and they found that the male actually injects the female with a small amount of the toxin to paralyze her. Now,
Are they freaky?
not to be
Not
that
to put
guy,
like human...
but to play devil's advocate here, she does eat him sometimes. I feel like it might be slightly self-defense.
They're like, I've only got 12 months, I'll take the risk.
Sometimes the female eats the male after mating.
So they're just hoping that the toxin stays in their system long.
That they can get away.
That they can... So it's like the praying mantis, but like aware.
Yeah. So he does this, and then they realized it was doing it because they found like puncture wounds near where her respiratory system is.
Oh.
And some of them did stop breathing for a time, but none of them died.
Okay.
So it seems to be like they have some sort of...
They've evolved for it.
Yeah, or they have some sort of resistance to the toxin, because if that can kill one of us, but it's not killing it. But I couldn't find a lot of detail from what I was researching.
And I suppose with that short of a lifespan, it's probably one and done.
Yeah. No, they are.
They are one and done? Yeah, that makes sense, because they're like... I mean, if they weren't one and done, that really would be some hard work.
You know what's more tragic?
What?
The mother will die pretty soon after.
Oh.
The eggs hatch.
So they also... It's not only one and done, as in like they have one shot at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She kind of devotes all of her energy to looking after the eggs. And the female octopus, this is also common with other octopuses, she won't eat for the entire time that the eggs are brooding. So if you need a last meal and you see a hungry male coming over,
another devil advocate.
You're gonna be like, that looks like a great last meal.
There we go.
So can we fault her? I should also point out that this study that I researched was done on the blue-ringed octopus specifically.
Okay.
In which case the female is twice his size also.
They're just there for a short time, not a good, like...
Yeah, they also noticed some... Because they also looked into, like, recognition to see if, like, they could recognize other members of his species. Yeah. Not only did they recognize, but a male could recognize that he'd already been with a woman and wouldn't go near her.
Oh, because she's like, oh, I remember you, you're a snack.
Yeah. He's literally
a snack now.
He's like, oh, I remember her. No, actually, I'm going to keep my distance.
You know what? We could stand to learn from a blue octopus. You know, there's lots of people out there that keep going back.
Yes, stop. This is your intervention.
This is your moment. Learn from marine biologist Emily and the blue octopus. So they lay eggs and then they use most of their energy. Yeah. A thankless job. There is some animals, and I'm sure we'll talk about them later, like the killer whales. They have high intelligence as well, to the point where they have culture. Do the blue-ringed octopus learn anything from their parents, or is it all pre-programmed and they just know to stay the fuck away from a female when she's hungry?
Because they're so solitary, they don't really have culture, because they don't really hang out with each other.
Fair. Plus, you did say that.
The mums did. By the time you're born, your mama's gone.
Honestly, between that and the fact that they die so young, no wonder they stab each other to have sex.
You're my only chance. You're my only hope. They are really smart octopuses.
Yeah, because that's what made me think about it, because like they are highly intelligent. How do they learn stuff? But it's all pre-programmed intelligence. Yeah. So they're just born smart.
You know, they're actually they make terrible pets because they're escape artists. Like, they know how to get their tank.
I've heard about that.
Oh, a recommendation for anyone who wants to know more. There's a book called Other Minds. It's by Pierre Godfrey Smith, and it's all about octopuses. It's so cool. There's a few fun stories in there about how they kind of squirt war at scientists, try to sabotage experiments, try to escape tanks.
It's definitely going to be a series later, because that's one of the things that I hoped we'd be talking about when you asked me to do this.
Yeah.
I think they're really, really interesting creatures. How long do they guard the eggs? Like, how long do they...
Brood. Like
Brood.
keep their eggs, that's the word for it.
Brood.
For about 1 to 6 months. So
that's like half to more than half of their life.
Yeah, well, it varies on the species. So if it's a shorter lived species, the brooding period will be shorter.
I get you.
And then if it's longer lived,
because averages work out that way.
Yeah,
I get you. I was like, fuck living 7 months, brooding for 6.
Yeah,
stabbed for 1.
I think those ones probably brood for like 1. Stabbed for 1. I mean, though, what a metaphor for motherhood, man. Like, you give fucking everything for these little rats just for them to turn around and take everything from you. Yeah, then by like 1 week old, the baby octopus, the hatchlings, they can already catch live prey. Ooh. They're already feasting.
They're feasting. Do they, by 1 month old, are they like slugs where they like hop on a current and drift away, never to be seen again by their fam bam?
Yeah, they hatch, drift their separate ways, flow with the current.
Yeah.
And then...
Is there a lot of growing? Like, how small are they when they hatch?
About 4 millimeters, the size of a pea. That's what they are when they hatch.
The size of a pea?
They're the size of a pea when they hatch.
They're the size of a pea, and in a month they're taking shit down?
Yeah.
They're getting down to business? How long before they brood? How long before they start, like, getting freaky?
They mature pretty quickly.
You did want to with, like, what you said, like 12 months was one of the longer lifespans.
Yeah.
So if they weren't maturing quickly, they'd be gone.
4 months. They reach maturity about 4 months old, but it does depend on the exact species as well. Yeah. So up to 4 months, and they're ready to begin.
Ready to mingle. One of my facts that I know that's about octopi.
Octopuses.
Octopussy?
My gal.
Oh.
It's octopuses.
With octopuses. Pusses? Are they the same as, like, you know the way when you're, I don't know what primary school you went to, but my primary school, when somebody found out this, when we went to like the aquarium or whatever, or like they saw it online because they had an older brother who was into some weird shit, they're like, oh my god, that's not actually an 8th leg, or 8th, right? It's not an 8th leg, that's one of those, it's penises. Is that the same for these?
I think it's kind of. Yes, some species do.
Okay.
It's not technically like an arm. It's like an adapted kind of appendage. Specifically with the blue-ringed one.
Yeah.
Some of them do have a detachable arm.
Insertable.
Yeah, that they give the female. Again, to avoid being eaten in their defense. They present her with their sperm packet, and then they just yeet that arm away from themselves so that they can...
And then, so, like, if you go around and you see one with, like, 7, it's because it's already given away.
He's, chucked it at her.
Chucked it.
Got the hell out of there.
Yeah, got the hell out of Dodge. And do they live long after that?
Well, the males can go about, fertilize more than one lady, present more than one lady with the sperm.
You just go around being a little stub.
Yeah.
Get like
lose all your arms.
And everyone's like, what a legend.
This guy, top shagger right here.
Top shagger.
Not been eaten by one of them. He's worshipped.
He's a god among men. It's god among octopuses.
But yeah, the men do die shortly after mating. It's just the end of their natural life cycle.
The end anyways. They're like, okay, this is it. That's their like build up to life. That's like the Rocky fight. They're like running up and down those stairs, like getting fit and ready. And then once they do it, they're like, yeah, I can die happy now.
They do live slightly longer
Yeah.
than the females, but not by much.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty common in nature. They're all just getting ready for that one thing, and then they're like, anyway.
There we go. We done it. Done
my one task.
When you say brood for the females,
mm-hmm.
when somebody says that and eggs, I immediately think nest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think bird's nest. I'm going to assume they don't have little twigs down there.
Nah, they keep the eggs on their arms, like under their arms.
Oh.
So the eggs kind of are with the female the entire time they're brooding, always underneath their arms, so they can be protected from any sort of predators.
So maybe that's also probably why they're shit at hunting while they're brooding.
I mean, yeah, you can't grab anything.
Yeah.
Too busy protecting them. Because it happens with fish eggs, because they're kind of left hidden somewhere, but predators can come along and just eat them up.
Nibble, nibble, nibble. Bye bye Nemo's family.
Yeah. Facts.
Fact be facted.
But then, yes, so she just gives them a big hug, hides them in her little shell. Well, if that's where she's chosen to hide.
Okay.
Like if she's chosen to hide in a shell,
these guys have shells now?
No. She might choose to hide in a shell or live in a shell because they don't like being out in the open.
And they're mollusks, right?
Mollusks, yeah.
Mollusks, yeah. So that means did they absorb theirs or did they lose theirs through evolution?
They lost theirs over time.
What? Because they live so short. Do they have like a wider impact on their surrounding area?
Yeah. So where the coral triangle that we talked about before is called biodiversity hotspot, which means it just has a ton of different things
popping off
in it. It's got loads of stuff living there. Boof. So they're great for increasing biodiversity, and they maintain the flow of tropic interactions, which means like one thing eating another thing, which impacts this thing, which impacts this thing, which impacts this other thing further up the food chain.
You can't see it, but she's making a ladder with her hands.
They're also, because just the way they interact with the physical environment, they're able to modify it. So if they're moving shells around to hide in them or going under rocks and things.
So they have like a pretty good impact on things. Yeah,
on the ecological cycles as a whole. Specifically, food webs they're known for being pretty delicate. So if one thing is completely removed from a food web, it definitely impacts a lot further up. Otters eat sea urchins.
Yeah.
And then if otters are removed from the food web, sea urchins become super abundant, and then they eat everything, like all the algae.
Sea urchins were a problem.
Yeah, they eat kelp, they eat algae, and then the area becomes barren, so nothing else can survive. So then if you remove the blue-ringed octopus, that could have so many other effects further up that you don't think about.
Can I tell you one of the on-land versions of that? Mm-hmm. Is wolves. So in Canada, they're having a real big issue in certain areas, because like wolves obviously were like a problem, so they hunted them, and now they're like lower numbers. They're still endangered, I believe, but they're getting better with their numbers in terms of like wild packs and stuff. They've even shipped some down to America, to Yosemite. But
I do know this example, yes. I just remembered it,
But yeah, so like the wolves, like they even shipped them down to Yosemite, but because they were hunting like elk and deer and moose, and now they're not, and then there's also the hunting bans that like you can only hunt certain times and certain amounts. It's meant there's an overpopulation of the things that eat greenery and foliage and stuff, which means they're like, and they're not moving on because they're not being hunted, so they're staying stationary. Yeah, they're stationary, which means they're overeating certain areas, which is really bad for the biodiversity in the area that they're in. So yeah, taking out the wolves, which you would think you're like, oh, that's a problem feature, but it all collapses without them.
They want to bring wolves back to Scotland for the same reason, because our deer population is
the deer population's out of hand.
So with the otters example, what it ends up happening is that it goes so far. If you remove otters from the system, so they're not killing the sea urchins, it goes all the way up to apex predators. It goes all the way up to killer whales.
What?
Where they end up not having enough food.
Yeah.
So because of the food webs within the coral triangle, they think a theory is that the top predator that would be affected by the removal of blue-ringed octopus is leopard sharks. Another reason why they're important is TTX is being researched for the potential for human disease treatments as painkillers.
Oh.
So it's being used to
Oh
develop...
man, are they going to use that for brain surgery? So like, that's what made me think about it was TTX?
Yeah.
The TTX is like you're still conscious, but you're completely paralyzed, right?
Yeah.
Do you imagine if that's what they were using it for? It's like that was them picking again. I'm just creating.
They are. I did find one source that mentions developing an anesthetic drug using TTX. So yeah, basically.
Wild. I've cracked the medical. Man, give me my degree.
In the wrong
Give me my
profession.
second degree in another.
Yeah, they're not specifically listed as endangered because we just don't know population sizes. It's hard to count. But again, it's the habitat you want to protect because they do live in coral reefs, which is the most threatened habitat right now in the ocean. Mostly by us. We're to blame for that. There's like nothing else going on there.
We're the problem, it's us.
There is another problem that I learned about while researching this called bioprospecting, which is the collection of biological material for the creation of another product. So like taking them and using them to investigate new painkillers, like using TTX, but extracting it from them. This can be a problem because we're taking numbers from a population we don't know the size of. So you can't calculate what the sustainable number is to take.
Is this going to be the same for the slugs then as well?
Yeah, so if you're taking them out but you don't know, because a lot of like fishermen and fisheries, they have quotas and they have an amount they're allowed to take because we can base that on their reproductive success, how long it takes for them to mature. But if we don't know the population size, you can't calculate that. So you have to be really careful with that kind of thing. They're kind of easy to get on the black market for aquarium trade. Like I googled it and it just comes up immediately. It's like, do you want this blue-ringed octopus for like £200?
What?
It's insane. I thought it was going to be more difficult to get a species like that on the black market. No, one Google search.
It was the most venomous.
One Google search. It was like, you want this? Yeah, £200.
Can you get puffer fish that easy?
Probably.
Wild.
I don't know why people would want them because they're escape artists. They don't live that long. They're going to escape your tank and they're going to kill your children. No, they wouldn't. But that's what my fear would be. That would my fear. They're going to come out and sit on my face in the middle of the night and just bite me. That would be my fear. No thanks.
That could be somebody's good time.
In terms of protection, it's mostly the charities that are working on protecting coral reefs and things.
Saying there isn't one dedicated to the most venomous marine.
I did not find a charity that specifically targets just the blue-ringed octopus. I mean, hey, if you are out there and you founded one, hit me up. I'll donate. So it's more about influencing policies so they're not taken from their habitats, protecting coral reefs, things like that. There's actually, going back to the bioprospecting thing, I did find out that 25% of pharmaceutical medications are derived from living organisms.
Yeah.
Some organisms do have legal protections, some don't, and it depends where you are. Like the octopuses are protected in the UK, but not in the US.
Oh.
So they're included in the Animal Welfare Act of 2022 in the UK.
Okay.
But the US has no protection of octopuses in general because they're mollusks and because mollusks are seen as like lower life forms. What determines whether or not you can feel pain or deserve to have protections? There's a whole ethical
thing there, but there's also a whole more things can feel pain than we had initially thought thing going on there as well, because they're like taking back some of the studies that they're labeling some of the studies they've done in the past as unethical now because they're like,
because the UK does recognise them as being sentient, and it's when something is sentient it's protected in UK law, but apparently not in the US. But who's surprised?
Mate, I know a few people who shouldn't be labelled under that law.
And you can help by just reducing pollution, protect reefs, leave wildlife the fuck alone.
Don't pick it up if it's colourful, especially if it's colourful.
If it's brightly coloured, run.
Don't fuck with it.
Run away. Well, on that note, thank you everyone for listening to this episode on the blue-ringed octopus. I hope you learned something new about these miniature marvels. Let's do our favourite fact. What was yours?
My favourite fact is that you have questionable ethics if the person's going to be eaten afterwards. So there is a little line in the sand that you drew there for yourself. No, my favorite fact, honestly, the fact that it can, like, it has so much venom and it's the size of a golf ball. The fact that it can just kill, I mean, like what you said, 20 people?
20 people.
That's insane.
Oh, no.
What
I
about
would say
you?
the same. Yeah, mine was that I love they're double deadly.
Yeah.
Both venomous and poisonous. You're just
Yeah.
all round gonna die
Like,
if you
you know
try and
what?
fuck with them.
If you do nab them in one bite and they don't get a chance to bite you, you're still fucked.
Still dead.
You're still
They
gone.
still win.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what your favourite fact was, or if you know more, if you're currently studying the Blue-Ringed Octopus, get in touch, reach out, let us know, share your facts with us. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share, recommend us, like, comment, and we will
Leave us a little bit of a review.
Yeah.
5 stars would be awesome.
and we'll see you for episode 3 of Miniature Marvels.
Yeah, I would also like to add, once we're coming up to the halfway point with episode 3. And if you guys have any burning desire on a series that you'd want to listen to next, let us know. Is there any animals that you're like, oh damn, I really want to learn about this?
Happy to answer. So take care and stay curious.
Bye!
Bye!